Hey guys, Scarlett Darkwood here. Hope everyone's had a great week. I want to talk to you today about dreams and how you might interpret them. There's all kinds of dream books out there and all kinds of ways that you can look at dreams. And this is from a witch's box that I got. And I've decided I want to do these differently because I think I want to show you how I would use the items in the box. I think they will be more meaningful to you than just saying, oh look, aren't these beautiful? That's it, the end, thanks. I think it'll be more meaningful if I explain to you how I would use the items. And who knows, you might want to subscribe and get these gorgeous boxes for yourself. I'll also try to remember to put a link to the owner's videos that she does on her YouTube channel, so that you can hear her talk more about them, because she does such a wonderful job. I wish I could do that. I strive to do that. But at any rate, it's definitely worth seeing. Her videos are, Elena's videos are. And I wanted to talk about one of the boxes that works on dream interpretation. Now, I took a course on Udemy on how to interpret dreams, and I'll try to remember to put that link in there too, because when they're running a special, you can actually get them a lot cheaper because they can be expensive. So dreams, as you all know, we dream. It's healthy to dream. We can have physical problems if we don't, but it's a way that we connect with the divine when we're the most open. When we sleep and we go into dreams, we're more receptive. And even the Rosicrucians teach this, and they teach, to be aware of dreams, that sometimes you're getting messages. Some people have prophetic dreams. Some people have very symbolic dreams. Dream language is symbolic. It creates a lot of emotional things within us during the time of the dream. Sometimes they're frightening, sometimes they're annoying, sometimes they're just beautiful and you never want it to end. But there's usually deeper meanings if you take the time to try to remember it, journal it, and see if you can ferret through it and see how it applies to you. What kind of messages are you getting? You'd be pretty surprised, I imagine. So what I got in the box are a pillow, a devil's pod, and a box of dream oracle cards, or dream cards. They're not for divination. They're actually a working tool. Of course, tarot and oracle cards are working tools, but this deck of cards is very different. And what I want to do is I want to talk more about them and how the book explains to use it and how I used it. And I'm going to show you an example of cards that I used to interpret a dream I had just this past Sunday. And it was one that left me a little more emotional than I would normally have with a dream. Sometimes dreams we forget immediately, sometimes we remember them for a while. So what I want to do is first tell you about the items in the box, and then I'm going to tell you about the dream, and then I'm going to show you how I used the cards. With the box, it came with this lavender pillow, and it also came with a devil's pod, and that's used to ward off to ward off evil. You use it for protection. So probably in your dreams, if you wanted to put it by your bedside, maybe just so that you get more clear answers and not something negative, sometimes that's helpful. So let me tell you about the dream that I had and the cards that I pulled for the example. I dreamt that I was with a realtor, and we were out somewhere. I don't even know the town, but we were outside sitting down. My husband was a few yards away, just kind of staying out of the way, and I was sitting across from a realtor. And the realtor had a client, it wasn't me, and she reached out to shake the client's hand, but I interjected mine first. And she got angry at me. She says, "I'm not talking to you. Just sit down and be quiet." And I was just floored. I remembered thinking, oh my gosh, I've never had anybody talk to me that way. Well, she shook the client's hand, and then the client just kind of disappeared from the scene, and the realtor turns to me and say, "Now, what did you want to say?" And I looked at her and I don't have anything to say. That's what I told her. She goes, "Yes, you did. You wanted to say something a few minutes ago, now say it." And I said, "No, really, I'm fine." She just kind of turned away and she said, you know, I'm just giving you a chance to speak. And finally I turned to her and I said, you know what? You're very rude. And she just looked at me and didn't say anything. And I glanced out of the side of my eye, the corner of my eye, and I saw my husband getting up and walking away because my husband hates confrontation. So I thought, oh my gosh, this just really affected me emotionally. The exchange, the way the realtor was so blunt, the way I just, at some point, just fired back at her. And then I see my husband walking away. So what I did was, with the dream cards, I pulled some cards to show the dream and how I interpreted it using this special oracle deck, and I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay, so I've laid out my cards, I've told you my dream, and according to the instructions in the book, you think of the elements of your dream and you lay out the cards. You lay out all of them. I don't have them all laid out here, but you can just kind of get an idea of what they look like. Very colorful, very vivid. And what you do is you think of your dream and you think about the elements that stand out the most, the imagery, the emotions, and things like that. So with my dream, I had me and another lady. I had a very angry discourse going on. I also had some trouble with authority because she insisted that I talk and I didn't want to. And so there was some fighting going on. And then in the end, I felt a little lonely or sad when my spouse walked off. And I felt like, I just kind of felt alone there for a moment. So I'm going to show you the cards I pulled. You pull, again, based on, not exactly because nothing's exact, but you pull the cards based on imagery or the look of the card that maybe represents the emotion you felt. And this is one of the cards I pulled, Strangers. You can see the two women there. The next one is Shouting. You can see the shouting and how that also represented the way I felt at the moment too, a little shattered. This one, Fighting, because we were kind of arguing. This card, Obedience, because I didn't want to obey her when she said, go ahead, talk now. And the last one I pulled for me was Loneliness. And those are the cards that I pulled. I pulled 5. I didn't pull 6, I pulled 5. So you might be asking, well, what do they mean? So when I look in the book, I look at number 34. It says foreigners in the book. And you see strangers. And it says alternatives, new world, people, knowledge, threat. So I thought that was interesting. 35, shouting, the meaning, scream, positive or negative, destruction, disintegration, communication. So this lady and I had a communication issue going on. And the next one here, Fighting, that means battle, target, aim, action against or in favor of others. Enterprise. This card, Obedience, restriction, duty, leadership, ethics, call to action, rebellion. And the last one, Loneliness, which means meditation, contemplation, freezing, withdrawal, searching for others. So you might be asking, what do all these mean? And basically, I would say that apparently I don't have an issue with someone in waking life, so it must be something within myself. And I decided that perhaps it was me fighting internally, that I'm shouting at myself. Sometimes I'm wanting to go forward, move forward, but I tell myself, no, don't do that. And I chastise myself, and I do a lot of internal fighting. And I have trouble obeying myself, obeying maybe goals that I want to set forth, maybe things that I want to do. And I'm thinking, okay, do it now. No, don't do it now. Maybe I just don't do it altogether. No, well, do it. No, I won't do it. And this is just, awful. Maybe I don't need to be doing this at all. So that's the kind of the dialogue that this kind of represents. And this is just very loosely interpreted. This was kind of tough for me because I've never used dream cards like this. But at any rate, in the end, sometimes it may feel like I don't feel supported at times, either by friends or family, and a lot of us maybe feel that way. But it was just a great way of working with the cards. Here's the dream book with it. The cards are numbered and you can look up the meaning, but I hope this is helpful in how to use cards like this. I suggest you maybe get a deck, play with it, and see. And again, there's the box if you want to get that. And I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have any other videos you would like for me to do, let me know and I'll be happy to do them. Everyone have a great week. And for those of you who are interested, I will do a walkthrough of the cards. Enjoy!
Nighttime is ours. 7 days a week, the darkest hours. In a magic field, we let it all out, we're well concealed. And every moment when I'm with you, it's a blessing. No more stressing. So if you want to, come and hold me. Yeah, I know you need some cure for all the